Right. So I ended up going to Auntie Sharon's house, and like I told y'all from the gate, that's his mom. She had a couple sons. Her other son was cool, I guess. They never had no issues with him. He was always like a big brother type stuff to me, or something like that. Real respectful. You stay on your, if anything, he just smacked the nigga on their legs hard as hell. That's the only thing I didn't agree with. But I never forget him. He was awesome. I even probably went to go stay with him for a couple weeks or so. I've been through so many timelines. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just so much in this life, too much to the story. And in that negative ass life, that's why I'm coming out here preaching on the truth. And so I'm trying to figure out in the middle of the timeline, where would I have to say about me? I mean, of course I was a child. My cousins, I have a few cousins that's my same age. We was humping when we was kids. So we was humping, we wasn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? But the humping but the humping, we thought we was really doing something. And maybe that's what gave the older cousins an opportunity, like a target, like, oh, Sierra, however the case may be. Multiple people within that family. Um, we get to a whole nother part. I was touched by my cousin Andrew as a child. Not only him, he had told his cousins, I don't even remember the names like that. Will, I think that was it. And we were supposed to be under Auntie Curl's care at this time. She have a focusing crew. She'd get all the kids for like summer type stuff. This is after we go to Auntie Sharon's house. So she'd get the kids. So after I ended up going to Auntie Sharon's house, whatever. We was there, whatever. Auntie Sharon used to hit us with switches, but it was, bylaws. We would get whooping for shit that we've done, or shit that we didn't do. Still nothing too much to have to get ass whooping about. Like I said, I never took whoopings again. Never when I was young, or never when I got old. Uh, but I know a motherfucker that sit there and just take it. And my cousin Ishara, I went to her house for a couple of weeks. That was an awesome experience. Um, I ain't got too much bad to say about that. It's the fact that they didn't keep me. That's when I went out there to Auntie Janet and she kicked me out before I had my first daughter because I didn't want to exercise. I ended up going back to the family because I didn't have there was they supposed to be family. They supposed to always have your back. They supposed to always stand in your corner. They supposed to always, you know, take a village to raise a child. Shit, I feel like I did enough Cinderella work for them to be able to come back and forth. Don't don't judge me. Yeah, my days is getting better. And so yeah, I feel like I did a whole enough Cinderella work. So we ended up going to Auntie Curl's house. Auntie Curl is holier than thou. She go to church. She one of them people who watch your kids around Sierra. That's how these little rumors came in. Me personally, let me go on and clear the air. I've never touched no kids. Ain't nothing that a kid got turned me on. I ain't never did nothing but be taken advantage of from each and every one of the members. Um, if anything, I cared about them kids. Maybe a couple diapers I had to change. I mean, shit, we was raising every kid was raising everybody kids. So maybe I had to change a couple diapers. But why would you allow somebody to change somebody's diaper if you feel like it's some other type of way? But ain't no, I don't know. I can never recall. You know what I'm saying? I could never ever recall me playing with nobody children in no type of way. Cause the whole time I was being played with, and nobody was saving me. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind as a child, I'm just like, I know I'm made for something better. The whole time in my mind, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. I can't wait to do something. And here I am, 33 years later. Shit out your life. Anyway, um, so we end up going to Auntie Curl's house. I guess it's like a summer. She get all of the focus kids, and we go out and this how she made her money. We sell keychains for the low, and she get the money for the high. She always taxing a nigga with penalties. Penalty, $5 penalty, you talking back. $5 penalty, this is missing. Our keychains cost $5. However, we had a whole speech. Let me tell you. Hi, my name is Sierra. I work for our outreach program for abused children, homeless, handicaps, teens, young and old. Distribute food, clothing, and housing. And shelter. And this is what it is that we're trying to get. We were supposed to have the city of David. She was supposed to have a goal to the number of whatever money she was supposed to be saving. Mind you, she was a gambler. She gambled a lot. That ain't no secret. Something she didn't overcame from, hop back into, and whatever. I don't. This is my truth. You heard what I'm saying? You might not be able to stomach the truth that I'm gonna say about you. So if it is somebody that knows thee, hey, you know what I mean? Let it go. Let it over your head. Give it to God. And so And Auntie Girl House, this when everybody would go focus, and this when she would pick up Andrew, his cousins. You know what I'm saying? I would say age different now. Me, Dante's hella older than me. You know, he's like an uncle now. You know what I'm saying? Now Andrew, he older too. I remember him touching me when I was fucking 7 or something. You know, real young as a motherfucker. I remember him touching me when I was young as a motherfucker, and he older. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the height difference that made him seem like he was just so much more older than me. But he got some years on me. Believe that. And he knew right from wrong, because I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So we would go to Auntie Curl house, and it'd just be the humping fest. Everybody, we can't wait to go to Auntie's for the summer. We get to see our summer booze and da-da-da-da. Everybody in the living room humping fuck as soon as she go out to the casino, or as soon as she go to bed, or whatever, however the case may be. That's how that was at Auntie Curl house. But she, you know, cold thing is they always accuse somebody of something, and the investigation sucked ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is you accusing me for, nigga? And I'm sitting in your house being touched and molested by my older cousin. You know what I'm saying? And not even that. One day we go back to Auntie Jenna's house because it's all a family thing. So no matter if it was you and CPS, you ain't supposed to go over there. We would go over there. She was like, I don't know. I remember us getting out the car finna go focus one day. And no, we end up going back to Auntie Jenna's house, and we in the patio, and Andrew like, if you want me to stop, I'll stop. Just say stop, you know, say no. And so I'm on a chair, and I'm just like, no, you know, I want you to stop. I don't like it, whatever the case may be. Mind you, I'm selling candy for school and shit like that. So it was like, you gonna like it if you want me to buy some of your candy for school. How he get the money? He used to go focus with Auntie Curl, you know, so he'd buy some of my candy from school. The only person that ever really bought some shit. Go over there on your bed. Go sit on your bed. Thank you, big boy. And I don't know. So I told him that I didn't like it, but I mean, it stopped for a while, and then another summer came around, and he tried it again. And when he tried it again, don't play with me. Stay. And when he tried it again, it wasn't just him this time. I remember hopping out the car and him smacking on my ass. I ain't had no ass. I was young. And he like, I got one. She ain't gonna say nothing. She cool. She not gonna say nothing. But I remember his first advance. We was in the car, and Crow was in the house, in the big house, and we sitting outside. And he's like, it's Christmas time. He's like, you want a candy cane? I got a big candy cane for you. You know, as he rubbing on his whoop-de-whoop. I don't know if I touched it that day, or if he told me to touch it that day. But I never ever forget that. It don't matter if they sisters, cousins, uncles, and brothers could want to come beat me up. You know, they gonna have to deal with God with that. You heard what I'm saying? Don't be mad because I'm telling my truth. And it, you know, it kind of fucks with the character who you pretending to be today. So anywho, you want to play with me? Go in your kennel. You can go in your kennel. You want to play with a nigga? What you got going? Okay. Because you could go up in your kennel. It's always going to be some type of distraction. You got to watch it because the spirits is going to work against you, especially when you're telling the truth. And half of these people would accept half these spirits in their life and got them around you all the time, monitoring your spirit, trying to mess with your thoughts and things like that. But that will not stop the truth. That will not stop the truth coming. They hop in your dog. They hop in your frog. You heard what I'm saying? Dog just start chewing on shit. Ain't never chewed on a charger before. But now as I'm speaking, you want to start chewing on charges and shit. No, I'm cool. Go sit your ass in that kennel until you get right with Christ. But anyway, yeah, I'll never forget that. And so, so then we go back a little further, go up a little further in the timeline, and he telling his cousins like, oh, I got one, she ain't gonna say nothing, and da-da-da-da. Whole time I'm scared than a motherfucker. You heard what I'm saying? Motherfucking candy cane too big for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually a child. Like, nigga, a real child. I want to say I really started going to high school when I went to Gardena. That's when I do remember high school for real. Any other Cortez High, Lancaster High, because my foster moms would put me in the grade that I was in. But Auntie Sharon, she put me back. She basically took hold of the nigga back, and then I had to work my way back up. So, you know, up to that. Now, I want to say I was with Auntie Sharon for a certain amount of time, and then she sent me back to Auntie Deborah's house. Whatever reason she sent me back to Auntie Deborah's house, guess after the case closed, whatever. Mind you, she got Lele and she got Donna out there. Uh, I don't know. I was moved around a lot as a child. So when I'm going back to Auntie Deborah's house, the abuse even started even more. You know what I'm saying? It was not saying that it was just the worst place. It was really just the worst place ever. She had some cool days, you know what I'm saying, as everybody do. Or she used to beat me. She used to beat me, and when she beat the dog shit out of me, she used to come and apologize. I'm sorry for that, and da-da-da-da-da. I wouldn't say about after the knife whooping, she just stopped apologizing. She just stopped apologizing for abusing me. That's how I knew a nigga didn't really care. I used to look forward to it. Yeah, all right, she just gonna beat me today and apologize tomorrow, you know, some shit like that. And it was sickening. It was so sickening. It's certain people that I might leave out, but it's the family is so big. I've been moved around so many times. I've been touched around so many times. And the reason I do get that, I want to speak that out of there because I've been holding this fury and anger and hate inside of me for so long, for the people that were supposed to love me, for the people that were supposed to protect me. And when anyway, so even when I ended up getting pregnant a little longer down the line, I tried to protect my daughter from it. So it was like they hardly never seen. They had to come out and find us, you know, things like that. Besides when she was a little bit smaller, I feel like my granny was stern and strict enough, you know, to know what the good and the not was. I always taught my daughter what the places niggas not supposed to touch and things like that. She taught my daughter a lot. She had her a little bit at certain times. She swears she had her for years. But I want to just, I'm going to calculate it to say maybe a year. You know what I'm saying? Because I never remember never being without my baby. Besides when I was with Dame, and I was, shit, that wasn't even a year then. And she ended up moving, you know, I ended up getting her from, you know, having to call them and call the police to tell them she holding my baby and da-da-da-da-da. And you know, it's that, and that's these is little pins in the family. It's a little certain, but I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to how I end up going into the love thing. I'm gonna get to how a nigga, you know, how a nigga end up drugged. I'm gonna get to how the little whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to all of that. I'm gonna get to everything. And then when I do finally get to my baby story, I'm going to read the case plan, because there's nothing, you know, whatever they could say about me is not more than what man has done to me. So I will be reading it, you know, this is what the court said about it. This is why they didn't give me my kid. And this is why they, you know, type shit. And that's what led to my mental health for my 5 years of however the case may be, but I'm still resilient. You heard what I'm saying? Anyway. So, but I'm trying to get through. I'm going up the ladder. You heard what I'm saying? So from there, Auntie Curls, yeah, we go out there for a week. We supposed to be at the safest place ever. Just wanted her to know that it was never the safest place ever. Everybody was keeping secrets. Everybody was stealing on the side. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was. And Sierra just there watching. You know, watching the ride and learning from everybody's mistakes. Even the fact that Dante used to touch me and the way he used to beat his motherfucking hoes, I used to be like, I'll never be that motherfucker. Could never be that. That's how I know, so attentive how, you know, he was so stern. This is how I like it. This is what I want. And had his hoes on leashes for real. So I've always sat back and learned from another nigga mistake. You know, shit, they did it so I ain't got to do it. That's how I was supposed to be with my mom. But I've never really. I did stay with my mom. I stayed with my mom the longest out of all the kids, so that's why I love her so much more. You know, and hell, she created this wonderful beast. Not too much that she cared. She would have tell you in a minute. I wish I would have swallowed you or left you in a condom. I don't even know how you're here, but hey, nigga, I'm here. Okay, so that was Auntie Curls. I'm still young then. Okay, I ended up going to this foster home. After I go to the foster home, Auntie Sharon ended up getting me. I was dreaded, so upset that Auntie Sharon ended up picking me up, because it's like, dang, why you have to come and get me? I was in the freest place ever. I wasn't worried about being touched. I had people that actually I thought really loved me, you know, and they tried to sign in for adoption, but they wasn't having it. The family wasn't having it. That's why I don't understand how they couldn't help a nigga. Like, nigga, they wasn't having it, you know. So I heard I get sucked back into the motherfucking loony boom, and I ended up getting shipped back over to Auntie Deborah's. I want to say I'm being shipped back over to Auntie Deborah's. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a long time frame that I would stay at Auntie Deborah's house. I guess to help her out because her brain wasn't all together and she needed people to clean up and cook and watch the kids that she said that she getting paid for to watch and change their diapers and shit. And then they gotta live with, watch your kids around Sierra. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, they could lie detector test me on that. You heard what I'm saying? I've never ever, not never in my life have I ever touched a child. And anybody that did get touched or was touching me was most definitely advanced. You know what I'm saying? They advanced me first. And they was fucking hot ass kids from the beginning. It wasn't no children. You heard what I'm saying? It had to be niggas around my age, maybe 2 years under. You know, I can think of it and I can actually say the names. You know what I mean? Boy, I'm going to tell you. Wait till I get to it. And so, mind you, I'm still a child. You heard what I'm saying? And niggas can't. Niggas, they would never be able to equip with that. You know, like, nigga, I am a child. I can name off all the people that I didn't touch, that didn't touch me. You know what I mean? I ain't never touched nobody in my life. They always advanced me first. And I would say the youngest, and I don't know how old the little nigga is now, because they used to come to Auntie Deborah's house. I think they only came to Auntie Deborah's house once. Yeah, Paul's daughter and her cousin Bryce Sean, or whatever the hell it was. Well, it's not my cousin. It's my cousin too. But I never forget it. They was little hot ones. They was pumping and all that. You know, they would move their little foot on the nigga booty. I guess he probably thought I was her, or she probably thought I was him or something. And whole time, it's me in the middle with their little foot dangling with a nigga booty. But, you know, it was not too much after that. Like, they never really too much came to visit type shit. And I love my cousins. I still love my cousins and all that. I don't have no type of hate towards you. You guys never did nothing to me because I was a child as well. I do remember that was Andrew, and I remember his cousins. I do remember Jamonte, the Johnsons. You know what I'm saying? Not Janari. We never did that. She was always cool. One of the cousins that you kind of wanted to grow up to be, because she got to being able to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. She was actually grown. You know, she was a grown child type shit. She was above the advance for her age. She was cooler than my sister was. You heard what I'm saying? She never made me did nothing. But my other cousins, they was exactly my age. But Bryce Sean and Ari, they younger. They a little younger than me. But they was doing that shit. You heard what I'm saying? They was doing that shit and not saying that it's right for me to let them, you know, put our feet together and be playing footsies. That's what we used to play, footsies. I want to say we did that a couple times. And but mind you, we at the strictest people house. You heard what I'm saying? They love God. That's the truth. I can only tell the truth. I got accused of touching so many people, kids, and I'm talking about babies, nigga. Like, the fuck? These is babies. They not walking with you. They ain't taking your same. I don't even know. Anyway, my little baby cousins, but I never ever did. And that's something that they family gonna have to deal with God about when they die. You heard what I'm saying? Because all them lies and blasphemies that they put on me as a child, that turned me into a person that I am, you know, well, who I was, ridiculous. I did okay. I said, then I had my girl cousins. My girl cousin, me and Nene used to hump too. I don't know. We the same age, about the same age. Shit, we used to hump. We used to get touched by Dante and shit, and I don't know. Nene kind of was a little bit more advanced than I was when she came out here. But and I want to say, I can't say that I used to hump Lucy, but I would. I doubt it. But maybe we was like-minded about sex. You know what I'm saying? It was like, whoever lose their virginity first, we gonna tell. We used to find Dante's dildos and shit like that. And I think that was the only conversation that I could remember us having to where it even got a little sexual. You know what I'm saying? It was like, this can't fit. You know, we was sitting there like that. Now, I do remember always checking my titties with Marquia and Tay Tay. We always did the titty check. Whoever titty was getting bigger faster. But we never, well, Marquia, yeah. But Marquia was younger then. Also, Marquia's sister played with me. And Marquia desired to play with thee too. And that's what right up under Uncle Mark's nose. That was way back in the day. But as we got older and stuff like that, I can only remember us doing that one time. I don't know if it's just the one time that's all I needed, you know what I'm saying, to lock it in, and every other time it's just, okay, you know that it was wrong type shit. So I never remembered it. But these I can remember once. I never forget it. And I always used to tell her, yo, coochie smell like French fries. I never ever forget it. I can never forget it because that was the first, besides Donna's funky ass coochie. You know, shit, I don't even think I remember smelling hers for real. I don't remember what it, I just remember that it's something the nigga didn't want to do. So yeah, and I'm talking about these is my cousins that's around my same age in our same group. You know, they'll set us together at the dinner table type shit like that. If I haven't mentioned it and it do pop back up because there's a certain names that needs to be said, you have to speak them out, because as it is that name holds weight, and you have to speak them demons up out of there. You heard what I'm saying? You got to bound them in the lies that because they live in life now. You know what I'm saying? They live in a wonderful life now, and as they live in wonderful life, you know, a lie type shit. Most of them got kids, you know what I'm saying? Baby mothers never knew that they was raping you as a child, that children actually turned them on, you know? Never turned me on. So after I get all this lashback from the family watching Man Around Sierra watching kids, I start telling them I'm gay. Never was gay, never lost my virginity until I was 18. No. I was 17 or something like that. Probably even younger than that, because Myra took my virginity when I was young. I never chose to lose my virginity. You know what I'm saying? To Myra. It just happened because he was a fucking pedophile and his hoes did whatever he said type shit. And in order for me not to get no dick, I faked sleep the whole rest of the couple days that we was with the nigga. But Myra took my virginity as a child, but I never thought to lose my virginity until I was 18, and I was to a nigga named Tremaine, to a blonde of silver satin. Well, I was 17 and some change. He could have waited 2 days. And so, let me see. Let's check it out. I got a whooping by Uncle Mark one time. I got a whooping by Uncle Stanley. Uncle Stanley finally found out that I was stealing this shit. Auntie Deborah just blamed it on me, not even saying that she had me going up in there stealing crack. You know what I'm saying? She just blamed it on me. Uncle Stanley whipped the shit out of me that day. The first whipping I ever got from my mind you, I'm saying uncles and stuff, but they're second cousins, first cousins, things like that. But the position that they was placed in, you know, the person that they supposed to be to me, that's what I'm speaking on. And so Deborah never said nothing about a nigga going there stealing crack. But yeah, that was a horrible whipping. I never forgot Uncle Stanley whipping. Mark gave me a nigga whipping one time, but he never really got upset type stuff, so his whipping didn't really, you know, it was like, shit, I felt bad, you know, dang, I got we standing up, me and Marquis walking around. I don't know if he caught us humping, I don't know if he caught us jumping or something, or we was doing, I don't know whatever we was doing, but we didn't get a whipping that day. He probably ain't never caught us humping, probably didn't, because I do remember us having pallets on the floor, and that's when it was happening. And then let me check this out. Let me figure it out. Okay. On down the timeline, go to the foster family, whatever. End up having to get back into this family. Let me put in stuff about me. Like I told y'all, I did help my cousins. My cousins was my age, though. They was a little bit more advanced than me, especially my little boy cousins. You know what I'm saying? We never did no fucking. You know what I'm saying? We always did massive humping. We always got our ass whooped about it. And maybe that's where that came. No, it couldn't have been, because we was the same age. And Auntie Mary knew her kids was a little hotter than regular kids. So it wasn't watching kids around Sierra. It was people that was targeting me. You know what I'm saying? And basically to put the fire from off of them, want to put it up on me. You feel something in your soul. You feel something in your heart. But you never know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. I Daniel went through all the aunties and uncles. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah. So I was in touch at Auntie Kira's house too. Maybe she's out of it completely. I love my auntie. I appreciate certain of her structures. You know what I'm saying? And me and her kids, we were the same age type stuff, so that didn't matter. I do remember her. You know, it was a different type of structure. It seemed like every child that Grams had was a different type of structure at their house. But the reason that I can sit and state everything that I'm stating because it has happened to me. You know what I'm saying? If they have an issue with it, I don't care. I haven't. They nobody been checking on me or seeing about me. None. You know, I've been living with these demons. I've been living with them crawling up my back and taking out my brain and fucking up my face. I've been living with that sober. You know. I want to say I'm gonna get into when I started getting high, when I finally got grown and I finally got on my own. That's gonna be on the next one.